Frustrated, a little embarrassed. You know, we didn't show up. We didn't show up. They beat the crap out of us, and we got to be better. But like I said, I'm confident that we'll get things fixed. You know, this is a ticked off group. We're gonna rebound from it, and you know, I'm confident we'll be all right.
Carson Wentz, after the 37-10 loss to the Cowboys on Sunday night, the group is ticked off. They're ticked off not just about the outcome on the field. Lane Johnson is ticked off about accountability issues. Chris, this came from NBC Sports Philadelphia in the aftermath of the game. Johnson believes that the next team meeting will include a call-out session where everyone will be held accountable. Little stuff that slides during the week, late to practice, late to meetings, late this, late that, stuff will start to be held accountable for, and maybe that'll creep into the games. And that's all well and good. The problem is Malcolm Jenkins, Eagles safety, says, I'm not aware of any issue with people being late. So they either have accountability problem or they have a problem figuring out whether they have an accountability problem. Either way, Doug Peterson, the coach of the team, needs to get this under control. Either guys are showing up late or he's got guys who think they're showing up late and it's starting to fracture and fall apart and they're 3-4. And I think this is going to be the toughest test of Peterson's years with the team to try to get a team that had high expectations back on the same page quickly, or they're going to slide right out of playoff contention.
Yeah, they're in trouble. There's no question about that. And, you know, injury is where it all started. I mean, they've lost a lot of players to injury this year. They're a banged-up football team, so that's their biggest issue. But, hey, when you start to lose football games and have the expectations that you talk about and you're a Super Bowl contender, and now, okay, yes, you're 3-4, you know, guys like Lane Johnson, they've noticed maybe some things during the last few weeks that, you know, and it's perfectly, like, logical to where one guy notices things that he thinks need to be buttoned up and another guy, you know, is maybe not paying attention to those little things. You know, you can be sitting in a team meeting, just for an instance, Mike, and just to give an example. Okay, it's an 8 o'clock in the morning team meeting. We're all in there. Most of the guys are in there. You know, Lane Johnson could be one of those guys that looks in and goes, man, you know, I always see these few players kind of straggle in at 8:01 or, you know, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And maybe Doug Peterson's not in front of the room yet talking, so the meeting hasn't started. But, you know, he's an offensive lineman. Maybe he doesn't like that. While Malcolm Jenkins could be in the back of the room talking to the DBs or whatever and not even realizing that there's guys straggling in late. So it could be simple as that as far as the differences of why one guy sees it one way and another one doesn't know exactly what the guy is talking about.
Do you think things like that do manifest themselves in wins and losses? I mean, not guys blowing in 15 minutes late or not coming to meetings whatsoever, but just little details like that, guys straggling in.
Yes.
Does that become an issue in practice and, more importantly, on game day?
I do think it does. I think it eventually does filter down to what is done in meeting rooms in the field and things like that. You know, Lane Johnson could be referring to, hey, we have an offensive line meeting, you know, after practice every day at 4:30. And, you know, a lot of guys are walking in at 4:33, 4:35, whatever it may be, and he might be pissed off about that too. You know, and yes, you know, oh, this is 5 more minutes. We could have had a little more detail about something or a certain subject. I do think that can filter down to the details of what's done in meeting rooms and the play on the field.
Yeah, and look, I look back at their schedule this year. They were down 17-0 to Washington. They came back and won in large part because Deshaun Jackson had a huge debut in his return to the Eagles. Now, he hasn't played since then. He may have played just a very little bit against the Falcons, but had no receptions in that game. They haven't been the same offense without him.
Nope.
They somehow beat the Packers. That's the one game that really stands out. And then they thumped the Jets, but they've lost 38-20 and 37-10 the last 2 weeks. I mean, it has quickly fallen apart for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they have to go to Buffalo. This is that 3-game road trip that they embarked on, and it has been a disaster so far for the Philadelphia Eagles, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, offensive line issues, they've been banged up there. You said it, Deshaun Jackson. That was huge. There's no playmakers on who are you scared of on the Eagles offense right now? Who's there to be scared of other than Carson Wentz breaking 7 tackles to throw a ball and then get killed as he's throwing it? I mean, that's the only thing that goes on in the offense. The defense, you know, you lose Malik Jackson, who they gave a lot of money to. You know, Jernigan's hurt. Avonte Maddox is hurt. Ronald Darby's hurt. You just start to go through it. They got a lot of big injuries at big positions, and it's hurting their team.
Yeah, and they've got to turn it around quickly
because
only one team out of that division is getting to the playoffs, and right now it's the Cowboys with the one-game lead plus the tiebreaker by virtue of beating the Eagles on Sunday night. We're going to take a quick break. Peter King will join us for the final hour of the program. We'll be back with that right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.